Hey there. Not everybody raises their hand and be in the hot seat. This is what we're going to be talking about today about get out there, get known. We're going to do a media makeover on Stephanie. She has a company that is acupuncture and it's really about health. She's a consultant. She wrote a book. And basically, this is where me and Lindsay are just going to give her some advice behind the scenes. So you'll probably see where we'll share some of maybe her website, or we'll just kind of just do a discovery call with her to see what it else that we can do in order to make sure she's positioned so that she can be seen by the media. Media is important because you're on other people's platform. It gives you visibility, gives you credibility. This is also part of our Ready, Set, Go Speak program, which every single week we do these get out there, get known, because the whole point is about getting out there, getting known so you can get paid. So this particular one, we're going to really go over the mechanics of her website. It looks like that really Stephanie, she's been in business for a while, but we want to make sure that she's positioned so that you can eventually scale up to being on television. Start with local and then maybe national. You'll be the go-to expert. And that's really like the thing that I really want people to understand, that when you have media, it does the work for you. It will bring you the leads. It will build the trust. Instead of you talking to everybody on the phone, one-on-one, trying to tell people about your services, you let the media outlet do that. So right after this, we'll bring up Lindsay Ruffin and Stephanie Byrne.
Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
So, yep, you heard that right. How to get booked in media places and on superstar stages. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is my partner here, Lindsay Ruffin. We're going to be doing a little bit of, I guess you would say, for about 20, 30 minutes with Stephanie, really sharing with you about her business, giving her business advice, business coaching, PR coaching. And so with that, I'll bring up Stephanie. There you are. And so you're going to have to pronounce your middle name because I don't want to mess it up. So I didn't say it. So I just skipped over it. But you tell me what that is.
Gaza.
Gaza. Okay, Mangwaza. All right. So Stephanie Mangwaza Brown. All right. I can say the first and the last. So I didn't want to mess
up. That's good. That's all you need.
Yeah. I didn't want to mess up anybody's name. So,
I'm going to just say Stephanie.
There you go. Home run.
But, when people put it in there, so you want to make sure, is there a significance to that name?
Well, there is a significance to it. It's a name that it means sunshine. Okay. And so it's the only nickname I've ever had in my entire life was Sunshine. Nobody ever shortened my name, my first name. And so when I wanted an African name, that I said, well, I guess sun, light, something like that. And so Mwangaza is what that means. It means light. And then also in my practice, the worst feeling for me is for someone to walk in and not realize that I'm a person of color. The shock that goes across their face is very disturbing to me. Okay. And so I said, if I put that in there, someone will at least know that, maybe they need to check and look around for a picture.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I could see how that would be very wise to do, of putting those type of names in there so that people will understand just a little bit about your African roots. So you said it came from the African name. It means sunshine. What type? Is it Nigerian? Is it,
Tanzanian?
Tanzania. Okay. Very good. Very good. So have you been there before?
I have not, but it's on my bucket list. I've been to Ghana many times, and it's time that I just branch out a little bit further.
Tanzania. Okay. And so thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yes. And so Lindsay, give us a little bit of background about the things that you do and how we're really gotten to this point. But let me just say something first about Lindsay before he kind of introduces himself. Every coach needs a coach. So Lindsay has been my coach. I would say the person that is like getting this all the way together. I have a thing where I didn't think about it, and it's really to bring together a community. And Lindsay was the one that helped me understand how to put together the community, Ready, Set, Go, Speak, which is scrolling across the bottom, readygospeak.com. And it's a PR community because you can have one media hit and then not know how to leverage it. But then you can't really come back to your publicist because it's like, I did your media. So what else do you need? But there's a lot of other things that you need on how to leverage it. So he was the one that inspired me, motivated me, told me, helped me put it together for Ready, Set, Go Speak community. And I had one a few years ago, but it was kind of like on its, wasn't quite like what it is now. So right now it is robust and we're doing these weekly. The other thing that I have neglected to do as a publicist, one of the things that you always want to do is you want to know how to promote yourself. There's 101 ways of how to promote yourself, right? But one of the best ways to do it is with video. So if I'm doing publicity and clients get a good publicity hit, one of the things I should do is ask them for a video review. I have never done that, maybe once or twice after a program, but I've never asked someone. I had them write a review, but to do a video review. So the other day, I just actually, someone said, I'd like to do a video for you. So Dr. Kawana did a video review for me. It was excellent. And then I said, well, this is good. I said, let me share with another client. About 3 minutes, 4 minutes later, it was excellent. And I sent it to another one. I was like, you know what? Why are you not taking your own PR advice? So now they are, Lindsay, on YouTube. You can go to Pam
Excellent.
Perry TV, and they're on there, and just make that a regular part of what you do on a regular basis. Yes, we always ask for written reviews. I ask for LinkedIn reviews. Sometimes you can even ask Stephanie probably for Google reviews, but asking for a video review or a video testimonial, especially right after the client is happy, is such the best PR you can do for yourself. I just really got that because we're sometimes so busy doing the work that we forget to really share the success that we have from the mouth of a client. The that's like the simple.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So
Excellent.
Lindsay,
Yeah, that the just want to reiterate something you said there because it's extremely important. Ask for that testimonial right after you've done something to help somebody achieve something significant. When they're just over the moon happy with whatever service it is you just provided, that is the time to ask them for the testimonial, and they're going to give you the most glowing testimonial that you couldn't buy. So that's the time to do it. And I'm glad you're now embracing that, Pam. And if you haven't, so you said it's on your YouTube channel. If you did not create a playlist for testimonials yet, I recommend creating a playlist, and that way you will have an easy link that you can send to people that has all of your testimonials in it as you continue to add them to add to that list. So that's just leveraging technology to make your life easy. You got your testimonials right there in a place where anybody can see.
that is one of the things that I have a Pinterest board where I pin the stories or the interviews of my clients. So it's a Pinterest board. But on YouTube, I have a playlist that says client testimonials and client shine. So they're together. So some of them are testimonials and some of them are like my clients on different shows, which is confusing because you want to have it separate. So I have work to do to separate the client testimonials of the clients saying what they receive, and then the actual footage of them on a particular show or podcast and things like that, which is hundreds. So I have to split that up. So that is really, really key. So my question to you, Stephanie, do you regularly ask for video testimonials or do you
No,
ask for reviews at all?
no, I have reviews on Google and Yelp on the various
Yeah.
platforms.
Hmm.
And it's kind of automated, so it's sent out from when I close out an appointment.
Oh,
I'm an acupuncturist, so when I close
okay.
out the appointment, certain things just start automatically. But I'm really trying to learn how to do something similar with I have the book and the workshops, and it's just different territory. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I do something similar with that? But the video was great. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What kind
So
of workshops are you doing?
mhm.
So I practice 5-element acupuncture. And so beyond the acupuncture is the whole theory or the diagnostic system, which is quite beautiful and very simple because it's based on nature. And what I found is that when my clients understand how nature flows in each one of us, all kinds of wonderful things start happening in their life because sorry about that. You can uh, think straightforwardly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but what kind of workshops are you doing?
5-element workshops.
Well,
So this
so
is the
what
thing,
I'm
The
Stephanie.
workshops about the theory for acupuncture, which is called 5-element.
You're gonna have to
well,
dummy
so
that down
what,
for
what I'm
me.
what I'm asking, so I understand what you do, but like
Okay.
the workshops are these in-person workshops, you have 5, 10 people. Like
Oh,
how
I
is this?
see.
How are you delivering these?
So I've been delivering them live. I also I use a online platform called Thinkific. And
Mhm.
so I have been videotaping them with a PowerPoint, so slides and audio and Canva. That seems to make everybody an expert at these things.
Oh
So,
my God,
so I
Canva.
put online workshops that
Okay.
are on demand. So that's most of them. And then some of them are also live.
How are you promoting this? How does anybody find out about these workshops?
Well, now we're to the crux of the problem. So I obviously I talk to my clients about them. I have a website called thefireandthelight.com. That's where everything is placed. On that
Mhm.
on
Can you
that,
say that?
there's a
Can you say that again?
3-minute bit. The
What is
fire,
the website?
the fire and the light.com,
.com.
Okay,
and
keep going.
everything's spelled out.
You want me
There's
to
a
share it? I can
3-minute
share it,
video.
Lindsay.
No, I'm looking at it. Let it go. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay.
I was just going to say on that workshop, there's a 3-minute video as soon as you come in to kind of introduce you to the material. And then under that is a coupon code. If someone will go out to the offering, they can get one of the workshops for free. And then this past year, I hired a consultant and they did a Facebook and Instagram campaign for me. But it's just, guys, very expensive. And so I just had to find some other way to do it. I mean, I can't fund for people to get the information, if that makes sense, you know?
What is your goal with these workshops? Because I'm
So
looking at the 5 elements for life intro workshop. This one is $17. What what are you trying to are you trying to distribute information or are you trying to make money with this?
I'm trying to do both.
So with online courses, which is effectively what this is, that can be, and it's an excellent business model, but you also have your actual practice where you actually treat clients. Are these workshops intended to grow your in-person practice where people come to see you, or is this a separate revenue strategy altogether where you're trying to make money by educating people about acupuncture and the things you specialize in?
Yeah, so it's a retirement strategy. You can tell I'm not a spring chicken here. And so my dream, I guess, would be to be able to share some of the lessons that I've learned in an 18-year practice with people, because what I see is probably 60% of what happens to people we do to ourselves, literally. And if we just knew 15 years prior that doing this particular thing or thinking this way, or, whatever the issue is, if we just understood that, there would be a whole lot less illness. And so that's the point of the workshop. So that's what I was saying before. Acupuncture is about needles and about in-person treatment, but it's also about helping a person to move energy. And you don't need a needle to do that. You can do that with thinking. You can do that with moving, talking. Everything we do moves energy. So it's just understanding how to do that for yourself, and it will just increase your quality of life in general, and the quality of life for the people around you. So there have been clients who have come and on both sides done the needle treatments with coaching, and I'm going to call it coaching because I think that's what it really ends up being, and then just doing coaching alone, and to see where they started off and to see where they are today is unbelievable. And I have gone back, and I'm going to use the video approach. I'm going back to people and saying, look, I know you didn't come just to the workshops, that you did some acupuncture treatment, but I think you need to let people know what happened. You write it down, get on video, however you want to do it.
You can give them prompts as well.
I think the business that you just described is your retirement strategy, not so much the standalone course. Because when I was looking at the 5 Elements of Life intro workshop, and some of this is because I just was able to go to the website and I didn't get to watch the video going into it, but this is not enough from just looking at it as from an outside perspective. This didn't sell me on as this is something that I might want to invest in. But what you just explained, the coaching that you offer, and when you explain how this is about holistic, comprehensive choices in your life, that the decision making and how it impacts what you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis, the things you can do to change your life, the coaching that you're providing to help people see these things, that is a very easy sell. People will understand that message and understand that the type of help that you're explaining that you offer is something that they can benefit from. And I don't think the online course model, as you're currently implementing it, is the most effective way to help people make a purchase decision. What I think you should consider is something like what Pam has now with her Ready, Set, Go Speak community, a place where people can go and you have these courses in there. They join your community, your coaching community. They pay a monthly or an annual fee. You have your 5 Elements for Life workshop and your other workshops in there that come as member benefits. And these folks are paying you on a monthly or an annual basis for access to that. You're also doing your live trainings in there whenever you feel like it. That could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be every other week. You can, and the most important thing is you're coaching people in a group. So the group support, as people are, by creating a community, you are helping people no longer have to negotiate life on their own by themselves. You're bringing these folks together, like-minded people who are trying to accomplish the same thing. You're training them, you're coaching them together. They're able to support each other in addition to the support that you're providing. And that's what, when you build an online community, you often find that that's where they get more benefit from than anything you do, being together and supporting each other. So that's a business that you can just continue to grow, and that's an excellent retirement vehicle because you never get too old to teach. You can sit at home like you are right now and speak into your camera, and that is your job. And then you have all of these people who are your clients in your paid membership community. And this is a business that you can run for as long as you want. So I think you have the right idea and you have the right components. You just don't have them put together right using the right technology platform to pull all of this stuff together and make it a no-brainer for the people who are the right audience for this product.
Agree.
So you've been doing this for about 2 decades? About 20
Acupuncture,
years?
yes.
About 20
Hmm.
years. All right. And so one of the main things I heard that you dabbled into a little bit of Facebook ads. So what was the purpose and point, and how did that work out for you? Because you were definitely trying to get more people to the course, or to buy the book, or to be private clients.
So I'm not really trying to even though I need the acupuncture business now to survive, so I'm not discouraging clients, but I'm clear that I need to focus on this retirement strategy because I cannot be in the treatment room forever.
Mhm.
Right. So the Facebook program was about 6 or 7 months, and it really was to launch the book. However, I kind of threw a wrench in things because as they were trying to launch the book, I was also trying to create and put together the workshops you saw. So everything is very new. I just hot off the press, if you will. So there's a little bit of confusion about what I wanted to promote because I was putting new things out while they were trying to market my book.
I get
But
it.
I realized pretty quickly that the book wasn't enough. And so that's why I tried to push the rest of the vision out. But so all that to say, the campaign was okay. I think what people did was excellent, but I don't think I was prepared to really give them what they needed to make the campaign work the way it could have.
Did it
Okay.
grow your list? Did it sell books? What was the outcome you were looking for?
Yeah, I was really looking for people to sign up for the workshops. The
Workshops.
book is
Okay.
really a teaser almost to help people sign up for the workshops.
And the workshops are
And I
about,
see
how much are they, Stephanie? How much are the workshops?
they're really $17, $50. They're not expensive because I really want to get the information to people on the one hand. And so it means I have to go for a larger number of people.
Okay.
Do them for
So
free, Stephanie.
yeah, I was gonna say, Lindsay, I was
Do it for free. So
I was like, this sounds like just a webinar just to get
yeah,
people into
yeah.
onto your list, so that people, you have expertise that no one else has. You've been doing this for a while. You love it, you're passionate about it, you start talking about it, and I'm like, Stephanie, some of this stuff I don't even understand. But if you were to share it in like a webinar format or a workshop format, I could get it, and then I will want to follow you into your community, buy your book, uh, take your course. You see what I'm saying? You've got to, so running the ads cold based on who you are and knowing a little bit about what your background is, it's like you this oozed out of you. All this information, like you said, this is retirement, but basically you're saying like, I'm an expert at this. I'm just trying to share. So I see Jackie Showers joining this as well. She's part of Ready, Set, Go, Speak. So yeah, that was, Lindsay, you were right. It's like, why don't
Do it
we?
free
But
once a week.
one of the things she said, and I just want to make sure that technology doesn't scare you. You said, this is all new to me, just fresh off the press, whatever. So doing the Teachable, doing the
You see the
Facebook
eyes?
ad. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh my God, doing the stream. Like, what is he doing this form? It's like, because you're part of the Ready, Set, Go, Speak, but you haven't checked in since you joined. Because it's like, well, where's
Oh,
the
she's
email
in. She's in. Ready, set, go, speak.
She
I
said
don't
Ready,
know
Set.
what to do. I see
Okay.
all these
Okay.
so let me just say
So,
I've had
so
some catastrophes
technology for her
happening.
is, it's that part.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let,
just trying
let
to
me
figure out,
just
well, where do I start? Sorry. Just
make
and
it
it's because I
clear.
haven't read and kept up with all of it. I'm just not quite social
Don't worry
media.
about it, Stephanie. Let me just take a second to clarify who I am and what I do, because I didn't in the beginning. I'm a marketing strategist and a small business advisor and a grown man, Generation X. I
Okay.
have
I'm a
2
boomer.
IT degrees. I used to do this for a living, building all of this stuff that we use now in the early days of the internet. So what I do now with my business is help people in my peer group and above leverage all of these wonderful technology tools that we have now to sell our knowledge. We are in a fantastic, incredible time that has never existed in human history, where you can sit at home and teach for a living. You can make whatever amount of pick whatever dollar amount you want, and you can make that amount of money or more from sitting at home doing what you're doing right now in front of a camera on your computer.
Mhm.
The problem that folks like us have is none of this existed when we began our careers.
Right.
This wasn't this internet wasn't a thing when we came out of college, and all of these tools, Zoom and StreamYard and all of this other stuff, Teachable, Thinkific, everything that allow you to make money in the knowledge economy, which is just selling your knowledge on the internet. These things did not exist. So we're not we're not comfortable with the tools. We don't know that they even exist. We have all of this knowledge, been out in in our career 20, 30 years, sometimes more. You have all of this knowledge and all of this life experience that is absolutely priceless and that people will pay you for, because you can have a 15-minute conversation with somebody that saves them 2 years of headache from making a wrong
Right.
decision.
You're
That
right.
is extremely valuable knowledge, and we all have it. It's hard to get to be 50 years old and not have useful knowledge. You got to work hard to be an idiot and useless at 50. So we have knowledge that we can sell, just don't know how to do it. And so don't feel like you're alone and not knowing how to do all of this stuff, because most of us don't. I'm fortunate in that I started with computers in the late 80s and stayed with it for decades. So I know how to do all this stuff, but I recognize that my peers don't have that experience. So we all went to work, go to work, get your career, get your job, get your check and all of that. And then one day you retire, but then we get to retirement age and it didn't quite work out the way they said it would. And so you don't necessarily have the retirement funds that you would need. But we're in this time where you can fix that problem just like that,
Mhm.
by building an online coaching or consulting business and just teaching what you know, using your professional experience combined with your life experience to help somebody else have an easier journey in their life, and people will pay you for that. So don't feel like you're alone. You're in a good place. Actually, it'd be much better, much worse if you knew a bunch about technology and had no useful knowledge to sell.
Okay.
So
Yes,
Good point.
yes.
we you have a product that we can sell. We just need to leverage the correct technology to do it and implement the correct marketing solution to make people understand that this is something that will benefit them and get them to sign up. And so that's what we're here talking about today. And if you're a member of Pam's Ready Set Go Speak community, we need to get you logged in so you can see, because that's the tool. The tool that she's using is called Mighty Networks. That's the same tool that you're going to use to host your private community and deliver
Woo!
all of the excellence that you
Yes.
are capable of delivering. It's effectively, just think of it as your own private social media platform, your own private
Right.
version of Facebook or LinkedIn, or pick whatever
Or your
platform.
your own Thinkific, right?
Yeah,
Because
your own. Yeah,
You pay monthly for Thinkific. So you don't have to do it on Thinkific. You can do it within the community. The courses can be in the community,
yep,
Uh,
and you can go live within the community.
Yes,
It's
this
yep.
is the issue. I am paying for four different
What are you
site
paying for?
Wix, Thinkific, GoDaddy, and there's somebody else.
probably
I think
hosting,
I can't even. I'm not even. Sorry, I'm having a mind. But there's four of them, and so I. That's exactly. I
probably Canva
realize I
too.
need to put all of this together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, Shopify, because I also have an
Oh,
herbal company.
ah, you do?
Yeah,
Oh, oh,
products. So I need to. I'm trying to put everything together, and I just need somebody to help me figure out how, like you're saying, how to put the pieces in the right order and then launch it.
that's exactly what Ready Set Go Speak is. And then obviously when you speak, you sell. You can sell people into your community, into your course, obviously sell your book, but you have the knowledge. So just knowing how to position yourself to be called upon to speak at a different place, to do a workshop and that kind of thing. That's an additional way to leverage all of your knowledge, your knowledge and the information that you know.
Yeah.
I did not know you had the herbal thing as well. So what website is that one on?
It's called Aya Herbals, AYA Herbals.com.
So how many
What do you
websites do
sell?
you have?
There's there so you have all three of them now. You have the three websites, and then I also have the Thinkific site, which is tied to the back end of the fireandthelight.com.
Okay, Fire in the Light. Fire in the Light. And then we have
Healthy cells.
healthycells.com. And then the last one is
Aya Herbals, AYAHERBALS.com.
is that a direct marketing
E-store.
company?
It's Shopify.
I mean,
It's an
are the
e-store.
products is it your products that you
Yes.
created?
Yes.
Okay. Stephanie.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
we're
That's a lot.
not going to focus on this herbal right now because that's not where the real money is for you. For you, the real money is in your private membership community. So here's how the numbers work on that. Let's say you charge $50 a month for access to your community. You get 200 people who want to improve their life by following the concepts that you teach. Those 200 people, that's $10,000 a month. So it's just a numbers game. If you get 400 people, that's $20,000 a month. That's what this is. So your task is to create this membership community and then just continue to grow it. You start with 2 people, 5 people, 10 people. Then it goes to 20. Then it goes, and then you just continue. If the service that you're delivering is improving the quality of these people's lives and this community that they're participating in is something that has become a part of the fabric of their life, they're not going to leave. So you just keep bringing in more people and they're going to help you do that. And this is a subscription model business where the revenue increases, but your workload doesn't. You're doing the same amount of work, whether it's 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, but your revenue just increases. So your herbal product website can be one of the links that's accessible inside your community, but I would not focus on this right now. The business that will allow you to retire is your paid coaching community. That's what I would focus on for you. And so yeah, $50 a month is just an example. It's simple math that I use. $50 a month, or if people sign up for the year, offer them a discount. Do it so $300. So it's 50 a month will be 600 for the year. Or if they sign up for an annual program, then you make it $300. For example, you might want to charge $100 a month for your community or whatever, but the point is you want to build a subscription model business that has recurring revenue, so your income is predictable on a monthly or annual basis, and you don't have to go chase new money every single month because you have some money that's coming in already from recurring business.
There's a book, Stephanie. It's a book I got around probably the end of last year. It's called Subscribe, and it's a national bestseller. You know, one of the books, but it talks about why the subscription model will be your company's future and what you can do about it. So if you've never really been a part of subscription model type of business, looking at this business model is kind of like what we're suggesting for you, because it will be helpful to understand the mindset of this business model. Like you said, you had to Thinkific, you got this website, you got all this, and you want to put it all into one. So think of it as like your container of all of the information that you want to share with people into one space. I hear a little sound that
I don't
must
know
be.
if you want to put me on mute or
I do. I hear. I hear. I was like, "Where's
Somebody
that
cutting
sound coming
grass,
from?" I was like, "The police is coming after
leaf
somebody."
blower or something.
But this is one of the books as well, and then also the purpose book as well, that talks about community. And the whole thing, because you have been doing this for a couple of decades, you have a brand. We just have to polish up your brand, put in more articles and stories about you that will lead people back to your website, to your community, so that they can join. So over the 20 years, hopefully you've amassed an email list. Just say even mass email list for 1,000 people. I'm just saying, maybe even if it's 200.
Well,
Okay, let's just say it's
let's find
only
out if
two.
she does.
Okay,
Let's
let's
find
see.
out if she do you have an email list, Stephanie?
I'm gonna
take me
unmute
off
you.
mute.
Okay,
Um, Yeah, I have I think on Facebook I have about 1,200 followers.
No,
And
email.
email I have somewhere around about 1,100, 1,200.
How often?
1,200 people.
How often do you email them?
Not often. If I have something that I want to make folks aware of, I email them, but not regularly. I don't want to wear that out. I understand. I'm clear that I don't know what I'm doing, and that that's a very valuable thing that I have, and I don't want to mess it up. And so I am really actively looking for help, as you can
Okay.
see.
Yes, yes.
So don't
So
worry
if they
about
don't if they
messing
don't
up.
get help from you, they'll probably get it from somebody else. And because you're not emailing them, that means they're looking for something, but they'll probably go somewhere else because that other person is emailing them. So don't think of it as a way of bugging them, because they wouldn't be on the list if they didn't think you were worthy of showing them how to improve their life.
I do email them when I'm having workshops, and I've sent some of the ads and things out to them. But I don't have I'm a strategy kind of person, I guess. So
Yeah.
I don't like hitting them. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to see the light on the road here. So
So let's think of it not like a list of people, but one person.
okay,
You're communicating with one person, and you're going to email that one person. You're going to send an email that you would send to one person.
okay,
So who is this? And this is your client avatar we're talking about here, but we're talking about one person. You're not emailing a list. You're emailing one person. So if every Friday you had a friend who you were coaching and guiding along, what would you say to them every Friday in that email? What would you write to them? What would be their assignment this week, or what would be the information or the guidance that you provided to them? That's what you put in that email. And you send that, and so you communicate with your email list every week. I have about right now about 10,000 people on my email list. I'm looking to actually take it up. I need to crank up my ads, and I want it to be somewhere 30 to 50,000 by the end of the year. But I email my list 4 or 5 times a week, every week. And my unsubscribe rate is, it doesn't even register as 1%. It shows 0% because it's like out of 10,000 people, every month I might have 30 or 40 people unsubscribe. So it doesn't even register as a percentage. It just shows zero. And the reason I'm able to send all of these emails is because the information that I deliver is useful. They signed up for my email list for a specific reason, and the emails that I send align with that reason. I'm helping them move a little bit closer to where they're trying to go. I'm providing guidance. I'm just, my information is useful and helpful, so they do not unsubscribe. So you don't have to worry about overwhelming your list, or if you're delivering something that's beneficial to them, they will keep coming back. Just look at it this way. Some of those folks on your list, they go to some social media platform every single day, multiple times a day. Why? Because they get something out of it. There's some benefit to it that keeps them coming back. Well, you can do that with your emails. You can have the emails that they're looking forward to receiving every week, as long as you remember to write to one person, remember why they joined your email list, what was your promise to them, and deliver emails that align with that promise. And in the process of doing that, whenever you're having a promotion or something like that, you get to put those emails in there too, because you've been talking to them all along. So when you're launching something new, you got a new book, you go ahead and drop that in there. You've been talking to them every week anyway. This is just another thing, but you're not just showing up when you have something to sell them.
So one of the things I wanted to say to Stephanie is that you have a book. The book is how old? Roughly less than a year old.
that's the second. So the first edition is about 2 years old, and this is the second edition. So it's
Second
about a year
edition.
old.
So even if you drip in this, and Stephanie, uh, it's like you have the book, you spent time writing it, dripping little bits of that information out to your list would not irritate them. They would eventually want to buy the book. Think of Costco, right? So Costco, you go and you sample things at Costco, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good. give me that. And you get it home. It's like, why did I buy this quiche? I don't even, like I got 5 boxes of quiche now, because you were just really sampling it out to them. So if you can't figure out what to do, but just at a certain point in time, it's like, here's another tip from the book. And I don't have the book, but I'm sure it's really good because you've updated it twice, right? So that's something that you can do. The other thing, you have the 3 websites. YB said from YouTube, he's watching on YouTube. He's part of Ready, Set, Go Speak community as well. He says, why not have a product section on your main website? That was a question that he asked you for your herbs.
You want me to actually answer?
Mm-hmm.
I can answer
so
that.
these things kind of developed over time. The Healthy Cells, my main website, is 17 years old. Wow. I just kept adding to it. The person who developed it put a very good structure together, and people look at it and they're like, oh, this is fine, just add to it. I do have everything on that main website, or links, I should say, to my store, which was the next one that came about 6 years ago. And then this year has been the Fire and the Light. And I just never saw I guess I didn't want to promote the acupuncture business and the workshop business together, because the acupuncture business has to come down and the workshop business has to go up. And so I'm not trying to put them in the same space, but now I see probably I should.
No. This is a very common mistake that business owners make, particularly again in the demographic we're talking about, Gen X and above. Like putting too much information on your website. We're in a different era, a different iteration of the internet. There was no internet, then there was, everybody had AOL accounts, and then people had websites and blogs, and then social media came, and then so we're no longer in a time where you put, like, could you scroll back up to the top, Pam?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at Stephanie's website. So all of those tabs that you have for information, that's the old school internet. We don't, that's not effective anymore. We've gotten so much busier. Life has, smartphones have made, and social media and everything else have just increased the pace and given us so much information overload. What we used to do is create a website, load it up with information, and that's where people would get everything they needed to know about you. Now we do that you got to do it through social media. You have to have a primary social media platform where people can get all of the information that they want to get from you, and then they go to your website to contact you for more information. But providing all of this is not the right way to do it. You want to have a simple website where it communicates exactly what you do quickly and succinctly and clearly, and gives them a way to contact you. So give me your email address or schedule a consultation, whatever it is you want to do. So you don't, just because you have products and services and different things to sell, you don't want to just put all of that in front of people at one time, because it's just overwhelming. You want to show them just the thing that they want. So if you're trying to grow your coaching business, you're on YouTube, for example, talking about how to, live a better, healthier life and make better choices and whatever the things are that your program entails, then you send them to your website. It needs to be a continuation of that. So just your coaching website, and that's it. No products and none of this other stuff. Once you get them in the door, you collect their email address, or they schedule a consultation, which is going to give you their email address. Now that you have their email address, you have the opportunity to promote all of the other things that you have available, because you can stay in touch with them via email. You can put links to your website, your Shopify website with your products on it and all of that. But putting too much stuff in front of people right at the front door is a very common mistake. We got to simplify, because everybody's super busy. They go to your website in their phone, they look at it for 5 seconds, and either they make a decision to give you some information or they just go somewhere else. So you need to make sure that within that 5 seconds, you're able to convey to them, yes, here's where you're in the right place to get what you need. Here's how you get it. and they give you their email address or they schedule an appointment or whatever, but you don't want to put too much information on your website. That's the old school internet. We're just not there anymore. We've moved to a different era of the internet.
So
And then
if I
also
can
too.
add,
Mhm,
sorry.
mhm.
If I could ask you then, I have clients who come in and they say, "Oh, I didn't know you had these products because I have expanded it recently, like this year. I didn't know you did Reiki. I didn't know you had products." And so I had before focused on the acupuncture. So how do you let people know what you do if you do more than one thing?
Are
Are
these
you
people on your
saying
email list?
yes? Okay, so I email them and say, okay, I have products, but then, so I should
No,
have all of
I
these
wouldn't.
different websites, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't say email. So you can email them and say I have products, but not like that.
No, of
You
course not.
can, like, the products that you have. You can, like, pick a product. What's your
Like,
number one
like
product?
feature a product, for example,
What?
correct?
No. I'm asking you. What? Give me one of your products. What do you pick
Okay,
one?
people like the throat oil a lot and the nasal
What?
salve. They buy them together usually.
What do they do?
They really help you out if you're out amongst people, you don't get sick. You won't catch
Okay.
the flu
Is
or
that under the herbs part of the tab of your website?
yeah, tinctures and tonics.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So what I would say is that on your YouTube channel, and I'm recommending you embrace YouTube, some part of your content strategy can be like your own version of QVC or Home Shopping Network, where you laughing.
She gets that
Those
now. She knows. She
those
knows.
channels make money.
I hear you.
So what you're going to do is have just a little, you can make your own commercials where you're explaining the products and what they offer. You can have your own showcase. Like it could be a weekly wellness Wednesday. How about that? And then you showcase several products that you have and
And
explain what they
what
are.
I don't understand is that these are her products. She's not buying them. I mean, these are what you created.
Yes. Over
They're not
time.
ML. They're not MLM.
Oh
You know what I'm
man.
saying? It's not. It's we're not
So
talking
what you
like Herbalife. We're talking like these
Yes.
are her products.
Pam, this is so here's an example of how you
Like,
can educate people for free and get clients. Your Wellness Wednesday, and you're going to sit there at the table and have 4 or 5 products that you just start talking about, and you're answering any questions. Come on, answer any questions you ask me any questions you have, and just kind of to get the show going so you have something to talk about. You just start featuring these products, but the same things that's in your 5 elements for life workshop, that
Uh-huh.
information, these are the things that you're talking about on your weekly Wellness Wednesday. You're also talking about your products, and your call to action is going to be an invitation to join your private membership community where they can learn more about all of this you do. You can offer them a free trial so they can join for a week or 2 weeks or 30 days or whatever into your community to learn about, to get more information about all of these things you offer. So that is your marketing strategy, your lead generation strategy that doesn't cost you any money. It just costs you a little bit of time. One hour a week. You go live just like what we're doing right now. You talk about your products, you educate people, and some of those folks are going to want to get more information and sign up for your coaching program. And then you come back next week and you do it again and you do it again. And this is part of your content strategy, leveraging YouTube. You can also, I would recommend making some pre-recorded videos as well, but definitely going live once a week to do a live Q&A. You send this out to your email list, and this is how people get to know that you have these different products and different services, and they get familiar with the full scope, because people will listen to you explain something to them, but they're not going to sit there and go through your website and read it themselves. So this is a
yeah.
way that you can present the information in a way that is palatable and attractive to the people you're trying to reach.
Stephanie, explain to me just really quick of this anti-inflammatory turmeric tincture. What what does that do?
So a lot of people come in and they're in pain for one reason or another, right? And
Especially the
what
baby
I
boomers.
correct. And what I explained to them is that inflammation is probably one of their biggest enemies.
Yes.
And so while we're doing the acupuncture, I can do acupuncture all day long. But if they are going, so here's the classic example: a person comes in, they're injured from the gym,
Hmm.
and will they stop going to the gym? No, they're not going to stop going to the gym. Injured or not, they're going to the gym, which means they're going to create a lot of inflammation. So the
Ooh.
explanation there is this is like sitting that muscle in acid every week. Then you come back and we kind of clear everything. And then you go back and you work out and you're doing stuff and it's in acid again. So what the turmeric, so I realized that I needed something to send home with people so
Ah,
that on a daily basis, hourly, if they need to, they can begin to clear that inflammation out of their system constantly, systematically, so that when they come back, they're a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better until we like hit the home run and they're good.
that is it. That's the classic right there. Okay. What you just did, not everybody knows that. Okay. What you just said is what you do on video every week. You're having conversations with people about this. It's like it's almost the same thing with PR. I can get someone on media, but they need to know how to leverage it ongoing or what else they need to go after that. So it's not just one hit wonder, but it's like it's a continual conversation, and that happens in community. They have to ask you questions, just like I asked you a question. I didn't know. And it's something that's so simple to you, but not to me because I don't live in that world. You do. You've been living in that world for a while. So that's the strategy that we want. You already have the brand. Obviously, you've been doing this for a while and you have the reviews on Yelp and Google and this and that. Now you're going to get video. But the main thing too is to get some different articles as well that are written about you and your story. Because what you said is, I had to create a product that I can give to my clients. Well, you could have given them anything from the Whole Foods, but you actually created the product.
You weren't strong enough. I couldn't find what I wanted. That's what the problem
Right.
is. That's how it all
That's
started.
that's part of the story. That's what the media likes. They like stories like this. That gets people excited about what your why you're doing what you're doing. I This is amazing to me. This is amazing to me because I know so many people that will buy your products. They're not in the DC area, but they could actually buy the product from you. And like you said, you're running it on Shopify, I believe it is. So if you run it on
Yes.
Shopify, if they buy one, I think Shopify does this whole other thing where they suggest other products with it as well. I mean, it has its own brain by itself, right? You even know when people abandon the cart and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Um, but that part you don't have to figure out because you already did the hard work. You created it. And I was looking the fact that you have a blog and you're saying, you know, I have a list that have 1,200 people on it. Parts of your blogs are really, really good that are probably from 2013. Who remembers anything from last year, much less from 2013? You
Right.
can repurpose those blogs and send those out to your email list or put them on a social media platform where there's I think there's a platform I think called self.com where you can actually write articles for them as well. And you're writing on health and healing and wellness. That is a very, very popular subject, but you just have to make sure that you're putting your content, you don't have to create new content, in the right places.
Mm.
YouTube being number one, because people are going to be looking, but then also making sure that the content that you have already on your website, that you're repurposing it and the information from your book. I want to say to you, don't create anything else new. Just utilize and leverage what you already have. Expand your brand. You already have everything. You need
Get
someone to
active in
guide you through it, though. That's the main
get
thing.
get
That's what we
active in
do.
Pam's community. Get
Yes.
active in so log in to Ready Set Go Speak every day and just look around, click around, look around. What you're seeing is Pam's version of what you want to do.
Mhm.
So the platform she's using, the courses that she has, all of that stuff,
The resources
that
and the bulk.
is,
Mhm.
yeah, that is the consolidated version of all of these things that you have, these separate platforms. What Pam has in the Ready, Set, Go Speak community is the model for what you want to do. So just get logged in and start looking around.
Mute again.
You're on mute. Okay, put you on
Oh,
mute.
she said put her on mute because of that.
Can I bring up Jackie or YB? You guys want to be on the stage? Who raise your hand? YB? Put you on last five. Okay. There you go. Hey there, hey there. So you know that
He,
connecting the dots, she's in your area too. She's in the DMV
he's
area.
on mute, Pam. I
Are
don't know
you
if you can
is he
unmute.
on mute?
He has
Okay,
to
let me
unmute or you can.
okay, there you go. Hey there.
Peace and blessings. Yeah, I didn't want to take myself off mute because Lindsay was chopping off heads up in here, man. I'm like, hold up. The
Hey,
seat was getting hot for real. Like I was feeling that heat.
Stephanie was on the hot seat
I'm
for real.
direct, man. When I see somebody doing something that's gonna interfere with their money or take them off, like I just get right to it. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm trying to help you make money.
No, I love it. I want more of it. Trust me.
Yeah, it is one of the things that I said. Darcel says you conceive new products by identifying a need, and if you have a need, likely others also have it. So that is so true. That is so true. Thank you, Darcel. He's watching from YouTube as well. But the community is that, and I pair people up as well in the community. Stephanie, I'm not sure who you're paired up with, but I pair up to rise up. You go off in pairs. Just like in the Bible, you go off in pairs. So you have someone that is your accountability person too as well for 30 days just to kind of run things past because you've been in the space for so long. You do Reiki and all this. So someone who doesn't know any of that, how do you explain to someone who doesn't really know, or someone who you can get who doesn't know how you can get them interested? So you need the fresh eyes of someone to say, hey, I would probably buy that. And then you
I
say,
got an
oh,
idea.
okay, I would buy that. So that's part of it as well. But also going through the courses, start with the branding accelerator course first, and you can go there. That's the course in there. And then I always put information. There's not a lot of wellness. There's a lot of motivational speakers and a lot of business experts in there, but not a lot of wellness. Tari is sort of kind of, but she's more like a women's motivational. But I put a lot of places in there where you can actually pitch yourself to wellness outlets where you can write. And you probably don't have to write anything new. It's probably already in your book or it's probably already on your blog. But we're looking for wellness writers. And so I put that in there of places to pitch in the community as well. So it's there waiting for you. Spend some time, punch some buttons. You won't break anything. You know, you won't break anything. That's my
Yeah,
rule. How I rule on the internet. I won't break
if Pam
nothing.
ain't break it, it can't be broke.
Oh,
She been in there pushing buttons.
I put
So
I put punch. I was like, what does this do? What does that do?
we launched that thing. I was like, Pam, what are you doing?
I'm
Uh,
punching
uh,
buttons.
another resource in Pam's community is the community itself. And I'm talking to everybody now, not just Stephanie. A number of you in
Yeah.
there I have challenged to start your own podcast, your own video podcast, weekly podcast. And Stephanie would make an excellent guest because where does wellness not fit? So I don't care who your audience is or what your focus is, bringing in a wellness expert from time to time is always going to be well received. And I know Pam has a lot of women business owners in her community, and the overwhelm of everything that entails to be a woman business owner, especially the wives and the mothers, particularly of young children. um, Wellness is something that many of them need and don't necessarily have time to be going out and looking for experts and trying to find this stuff. Some of those women business owners in the Ready, Set, Go Speak community have the ability to host a weekly podcast where you bring on folks like Stephanie from time to time, once a month, whenever, however you want to do it. And y'all have everything you need to create the success that you want.
Mhm.
One week I interview YB, next week YB interviews Stephanie. Next week Pam
Yeah.
interviews me. Like that,
Mhm.
y'all have what you need in that community. That's what it's designed for. for you to accomplish your public speaking objectives, to sell your books, to grow your coaching programs. But you got to log in, you got to participate, you got to engage each other. So y'all have some tremendous resources in there that Pam has assembled. Everything you need to be successful is in there. You just got to use it.
I heard something today on Tamron Hall's show. It was a woman, how to make a millionaire, how to make yourself a millionaire in a year, or something like that. Whatever the lady's name was, Alan, I think her Arlen was her name. And she was homeless 6 years before she became a millionaire. And Tamron asked her, like, hey, how did you do it? And she says, basically, she says, I did a lot of research. She was living at the airport and doing all kind of stuff, whatever. It was just bad, right? She was homeless. And she said, well, the first thing is really getting my mind right, mindset shift. She said, but the next thing, she says, I did a lot of research and I read a lot of books. I was like, okay. So she was like, she says, a lot of people will buy books. She says, but I buy them or I get them and I read them. And then more than reading them, I do what they say. So I could be a part of a book club. You know, I could be part of, say, a book club and say, okay, everybody's going to read this book. And it's like, oh, it's a pretty book or whatever. And everybody has it and they put it on the shelf. But no, you got to dig in. You got to read the book and do what the book says. So just like anything, like you said, you've been in business for a long time and you know it was not easy. It's going to take some work, just with anything, work and guidance though, because just like I'm here to help you shorten the curve of getting out there and getting known. That's one of the main things. I just really want to make sure that people get out there and get known so they know about all the good work that you do. So thank you for joining us. This wasn't so painful, was it, Stephanie?
No, it was great. I got some good suggestions. I thank you very much. The biggest one was to log in. Okay, I will. I promise.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And then Lindsay,
number
people,
two.
Yep. And
Number
people
two is what?
that.
Sure. First, Stephanie, that Wellness Wednesday or whatever you want to do, that live training, live Q&A every week, do that now. That's the most significant action that you can take right now, is hosting that weekly live Q&A, giving people an opportunity to engage you and ask their questions. And you're going to use your email list to announce that. And it's also going to reinforce your email list, because when people sign up for new people are going to sign up for it every week once you get it going. And that is going to grow your email list, so they will be self-reinforcing. So make sure you know, that's what I really encourage you to do, is host a live Q&A of some sort on a weekly basis so people can get in touch with you. And to get in touch with me, primarily I focus on working with chefs who want to start a revenue generating cooking show so that they can earn a full-time living from just cooking one dish a week. That's what I focus on with my business. I also have a YouTube Academy where I provide guidance on how you can use YouTube to grow pretty much any business, because really it's about using YouTube as a communications tool, as an outreach tool. So if you want more information about that, you can contact me at parkroadstudios.academy is my connect with me on LinkedIn. Do that. That's the easy way.
We
Go to LinkedIn, see my name, Lindsay Ruffin.
We love
because
LinkedIn knows that we love
yeah,
the LinkedIn
because if you
Black
go to
students.
my
So so connect with
if you go
YB
to my
too on LinkedIn
website,
as well.
yeah, if you go to my website, what you're going to see is information targeted specifically at chefs. But if you want to talk about YouTube or something else, just reach out to me through LinkedIn.
All right, good. Oh,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for joining us today. Ready, Set, Go, Speak. Make sure you go there. Ready, Set, Go, Speak. ReadySetGoSpeak.com. Join us in the community. Like I said, it is a place where you're going to grow and elevate your brand, learn about PR, new opportunities every week. We do trainings like this every week. Jackie, thank you for joining us. I don't know if I could bring up an extra person here. She's part of your community too as well, Stephanie. So Jackie is there as well. But part of us, you can see that we're all have the background. Jackie has her brand in the background, YB. I know you have your brands. Typically, you always have it, and you got it shaded there today. But we learned just little different things like that, and we can go live. If you want to go live into the community as well, you can do that as well. So it is your one-stop shop for there you go. I was like, I know you usually have your brand there. Because we talked about it last time, how you had in the corner. So cool. So that was like from the first time that Lindsay, I think that we were on with Lindsay, and he said, hey, I can't see your logo. It's you're covering it. So now it's Collaboration creates currency. That's his mantra. So, guys, thank you all so much for joining us today. I am Pam Perry, and I'm out. Make sure you go to Ready, Set, Go Speak and get your PR game on. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right. Take care. You guys have a good weekend. Thank you. All righty. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com.